I decided to travel to Cameroon. Guys, imagine 3 days on the road. I did not realize that your girl was gonna hop on that wagon. I was the only Nigerian in this bus. Do you know what that means? So we had to sleep on the road. We first had to push bus, and then after bus refused to walk. I got frustrated actually. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Anita here, back with another video. So today's video is going to be different. This is a story time video. I haven't done a story time video in so long, and I just felt like you guys really like when I come to talk to you, so I'm just going to give you what you want. So on today's video, I'm going to be talking about my journey to Cameroon and my experience there. If you haven't watched my other video where I achieved this look, please don't forget to click this link above. I'm going to leave the link here and also in the description box, so please don't forget to watch it before you come back and watch this one. All right, so today I'm going to just be basically spilling the tea on my whole experience in Cameroon, how I got there, what I did there, and everything else. So if this is the content that you signed up for, then you definitely don't want to go anywhere. So yeah, I traveled to Cameroon in the year 2016 during my third year in university. So in the University of Ibadan, in the Department of European Studies, we usually get to do our third year out of school, meaning that you either travel to another country or you go to the Nigerian French language village. So there were 3 units in my school: the Russian unit, the German unit, and then the French unit. The students of the German unit usually go to Germany sometimes, but basically self-funded. The school doesn't fund it. And then the ones from the Russian unit spend their 300 level in Russia, then they come back to complete their elective courses. So people in the French units, I don't know, I really don't understand why our own had to be different.
You don't know why it's going on.
Nobody is not there again. Eventually.
I studied French, by the way, for those of you who don't already know. So we had to spend 6 months at the Nigerian French language village at Badagry. And yeah, I was excited about this, but I didn't want to go there initially. I wanted to go to France and just spend time. So I spent my 6 months there. And after 6 months, I was supposed to come back to the school to complete my electives, but I just felt like I could just do everything in my final year. So I decided to travel to Cameroon. Now, this journey was quite an interesting one I would never forget in my entire life. All right, so I went to Cameroon by road. Guys, you do not ever want to travel to Cameroon by road. I'm not saying it's bad, yeah, but I don't want you to have to go through the stress and the things I went through. So basically, at this time, my dad didn't have enough money to spend on my flight ticket, so he decided I'll just take the bus. So I got in a bus. I think it was Peace Mass Transit in Ibadan, as at that time I was supposed to go from Ibadan to, I think, Enugu, and then from there I was supposed to go from Ibadan to Calabar. Is it Calabar or Enugu? I can't quite remember, but I know that we got in the bus, and then that day we got to Enugu. Guys, this trip to Cameroon was a 3-day long trip. Imagine 3 days on the road. So that evening we got to Enugu, and on getting to Enugu it was already dark. I went with a lady called Miss Mirabel. She's Cameroonian, so she was going, and my dad felt like it would be cool if I go with her, you know, so I can have someone by my side who knows the routes and stuff. My mom was scared because it was my first time traveling without them. It's like I always go with them anytime I'm going anywhere, so I was scared that stuff was going to happen. So my dad was always just trying to calm her down and let her know that, yo, I'm a big girl, like.
Are you sure? Yes.
I got to Enugu that day, slept over at the Reverend Father's Dominican community in Enugu. Then the next morning, Miss Mirabel and I got up to enter another bus that was going to Akwa Ibom. Cameroonian border was at that Akwa Ibom region, so we had to get from Enugu to Akwa Ibom. Now this was the next day, bus 2. Day 2. This journey was so tiring. I didn't think that Enugu to Akwa Ibom was going to take the whole day, literally. You would think it's very close by, but guy, Nigeria is big. So we had to travel for hours. My legs were aching, I was hungry, and I'm not used to just eating anything on the way. Like, I just like to eat proper food, so I don't have a running stomach on the way. So now we got to Akwa Ibom, and then we got off the bus. We're supposed to cross the Cameroonian side that night. Miss Mirabel called one of her contacts who was in immigration, who came to get us in his car, and then we got in the car and then we went. I got my passport stamped at the border, crossed over, and I'm like, okay, nice, I'm in Cameroon. I thought I was in Cameroon.
Look at you.
I didn't know that I was still in the Nigerian part of Cameroon, because Cameroon was still a far way ahead. This journey. So I got my passport stamped, and then I decided to change my money because my dad gave me some dollars before I traveled. So I decided to change it because I couldn't spend dollars there. I had some naira as well, so I had to just change the whole money. I think the name of the border town is Ikom. As we're going, I saw this big Sienna bus, sort of, but like smaller version. Guys, if you see the bags, if you see the way they hipped that vehicle, like the load on top of it was bigger than the car itself. And I'm like, this is how they load vehicles here. And I did not know, guys. I did not realize that your girl was gonna hop on that wagon. We got shown the bus we're going to be entering. I'm like, I'm sorry, what? I'm gonna fit into this thing that's about to die. You know when they say a vehicle is a walking corpse? I swear. I'm like, how are we going to fit into this? Because the load was already there, and then I saw the people that were outside and waiting to go in, you know, just for them to give the signal for us to go in. So I'm like, you know what, Anita, just breathe. This is just for a short while. You're going to get into Cameroon today. I was wrong. While we were waiting, I could smell fish. So Cameroon, there's always people who roast fish. It's called poisson braisé, and they eat it with something called bobolo. It's like fufu wrapped and it's jelly. So they usually take it with the fish. I was excited to try new types of food because Miss Maribel had told me that the types of food I find in Nigeria might not be exactly the same as they are in Cameroon. And I'm like, yeah, sure. I mean, like, yo, I'm open and all. So we're supposed to go from Ikom, which was the border town, down to Bamenda. Then from Bamenda, I was supposed to get on another bus going to Boya. Boya was where I was supposed to be staying, was my destination at that point. I got on the bus, it was tight. I almost didn't find space to breathe. Like, there were like 4 people at the back and then 4 people here, and then there was a soldier on the side, and there was one guy that bought one long flat screen TV, and it was just blocking all my, see me thinking, oh, at least I'm going to be looking out and I'm going to be seeing scenery and all of that. I was quite uncomfortable at this point. I just wanted to get to Boya. Then there are different checkpoints. Like at every checkpoint you have to stop. Then soldiers. Guys, I never saw a single policeman in Cameroon. It was just soldiers everywhere. Like we got to the first checkpoint, everybody had to come down, present their passports. I was the only Nigerian in this bus. Do you know what that means? If you're from another country and you have another passport, they look forward to an opportunity to exploit you, collect money from you. Here I was, the only Nigerian in a bus filled with Cameroonians. I didn't know what to do, honestly. Like I was just praying to God at this point that they don't take the small money, the small change that I had managed to have on this trip. Miss Mirabel just did her very best to protect me from being extorted. Forever grateful to that lady. So it was night, so she would just tell me, pass the left. So I'll just squeeze, because I'm really small. I mean, you can see my stature. Somehow, find my way, you know, to decide where they check people's passports. So they end up not checking mine, and then we started going. And at every checkpoint, I used to hear them speaking their pidgin. Guys, Cameroonian pidgin is awkward to my ears because I was used to listening to Nigerian pidgin. It was cool, but I think all man talk say, all man is everybody. A lot of culture shock for me, and it was overwhelming, but like I was just really enjoying the experience so far. Almost every 10 minutes, we had to stop at the checkpoint. Like, when our checkpoints, no, they finish. Waiting be this.
Go and ask your grandfather.
Moving on, unfortunately, our bus broke down. I knew that bus was in bad shape before we even left the border town. We were going to have to sleep on the road because before another bus could come from the same company, it was going to take hours. 3 hours into our journey when the bus broke down. So we had to sleep on the road. We first had to push bus, and then after bus refused to walk, we had to sleep on the road.
And the pickup, the driver, and the motorcycle, which was carrying 2 billion passengers.
So yeah, we found a tent, like a small shed, so to say. I was just scared of mosquitoes. Then Miss Mirabel told me that there were no mosquitoes there. Guys, I was shocked. Guys, to my greatest surprise, there were actually no mosquitoes. It was the first time I was somewhere and mosquitoes won't bite me, because I have the kind of blood that is sweet. My blood is very sweet. I think you get what I mean. I'm kind of person that if there are like 100 of us in a room, mosquitoes will leave the 99 and come after me and start sucking my blood. So mosquitoes didn't bite me. I was cold, so I wore my jacket. Border town of Cameroon is extremely cold, and I was listening to music to just try and pass time, hoping that another bus was going to come soon. But it didn't, guys. It did not come soon, and I got frustrated actually. I tried to sleep. Meanwhile, there was this lady who had bought yams for her children. She went all the way to the east to buy yams. She put the yams with her luggage now. When the second bus came, this was like around 4 a.m. in the morning. So they had split us into two. Some of us were supposed to go with that first bus, and then the others were supposed to go with the next one that they were going to send. So the first batch left, and there was this other guy who had also bought yams, but his yams were smaller. Now this guy intentionally cannot tell me that was a mistake. Like, you don't know your yams were small. This lady's yams were like, you know, those very huge yams that look like a map of Nigeria. So he took her yams and she was sleeping and she didn't know, and then went with the first bus.
What kind of human being is this?
When we're getting on the second bus, that was when this lady realized that her yams had been stolen. Almost, she started crying. I felt so bad. We had to give her some small change so she would just feel better and maybe buy more yams when she gets there, because the yams are more expensive in Cameroon. So we hopped on the second cab that came after the first one. I slept a bit because I was still tired from the whole stress of last night and all. Guys, Cameroon is a very, very beautiful country. I saw a lot of hills and they have very good roads, guy. And there was security, like you could see soldiers almost everywhere. I love the views from those hills. It was so beautiful. There was mist everywhere. Oh, they thought, like, we got to Bamenda around say 9-10ish. So on getting to Bamenda, we had to wait for the next bus that was not going to leave in the next 2 hours, and there was nowhere to wait. We just had to stand. Bamenda is a very cold place, by the way. People were speaking English. Bamenda is an English speaking part, so they were not speaking French here. I was trying to keep myself busy listening to my music, and then I also got some snacks. I hadn't eaten food as at this time, guys. I had not eaten anything. Got into the bus. I was excited again to be on the road, because every time on the road made me feel like a little closer to where I was supposed to go. And then the journey was almost 12 hours long. I kid you not. Hey! We were in the bus for about 10 hours. After like 3-4 hours, I don't know the name of this town where we stopped, Santo something, I don't know. We stopped at a particular town to eat. I got poisson braisé, which is fish roast, and that thing they call bobolo. Take it with the fish and a sauce that is made with celery and some other really, really nice spices. So I was excited to try out the fish, but I didn't know about this other thing. When I tasted that bobolo, I almost threw up, because I'm like, what is this? Like, what am I even tasting? But when I tried it with the fish, it tasted a lot better. So I finished that. I think I was just really hungry. So my first thought was I didn't want to have this, but then because I was really hungry, I had to just eat both together and then continue with the journey. So we moved on, and then along the way, I think like 3 hours into the journey, we're supposed to come down, because we're still coming down at every checkpoint. They always checked their passports. I think they were trying to ward against Boko Haram, because there was a lot of Boko Haram cases during that time. It was really, really rampant. So we got down again, and this time the soldier that stopped us was a woman, and then we're all supposed to go and tender our passports. Now, because it was daylight, I had to go, unlike the other times where I was able to evade them. And then I tendered my passport. Immediately she saw a green passport and knew that was a Nigerian. She just withheld the passport and said that the others can go. My man, I'm like, hey God, I'm done for. I'm finished. Miss Mirabel was trying to explain for me in French, because this lady was speaking French. She was trying to explain for me in French that I'm her friend and I came here on vacation and all of that. I now decided to speak up for myself, and I greeted her. Bonjour, madame. She just looked at me. Why is this Nigerian speaking French to me? Like, I don't understand. I just went ahead to tell her who I was. I told her my name. I told her that I just here on my language exchange program. Then when she heard me speak French so fluently, she was like, wow, une Nigérienne qui peut parler français comme ça. Vas-y. So she just allowed me to go, and then I just left. First time I ever reaped the benefit of speaking someone else's language. So yeah, we moved on. We got to Douala at like 10-11 p.m. that night, and then we're supposed to take another bus from Douala to Boya. Boya was now 2 hours away. This journey got to Boya finally, and then I was able to get some sleep. Like, I lost weight on this journey. I'm not even going to lie to you, because the whole stress, I'd never traveled for this long before. I got there and I finally got to eat something nice. I mean, I had a goosey cake, sort of. Their food there was just really different, and I was happy to be trying out new cuisine and all of that. So that's how I got to Buea. I'm going to do a part 2 of this video so this video doesn't get too long. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please let me know what you think about this video. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed by now, I don't know why we're doing this. Like, I don't know what you're doing here. Please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you get notified every time I post videos like this. Also check out my other videos and let me know what you think about them. Thank you so much once again. I'll see you guys in my next video, but till then, au revoir.